Thank you, Mr Speaker. My question is directed to the Minister for Health, representing the Minister for Housing, Homelessness and Mental Health. Minister, Ballina Shire has seen a huge increase in homelessness over the last 3 months. The Homeless Health Outreach Team does outstanding work in places like Ballina Shire to support better health outcomes for rough sleepers. Will the Minister fund the Homeless Health Outreach Team to extend their reach to also serve Ballina Shire?
I call the Minister.
Thank you, Mr Speaker, and I want to thank the member. This is an issue that I know she's had a long-term interest in and, to be honest, some very long-term advocacy on and about. It is deeply concerning to see the rising numbers of people sleeping rough right across our community, and especially in your electorate in northern New South Wales. We recognise the challenges facing people who are homeless across the North Coast, particularly those sleeping rough in Ballina and the Byron area. In 2024, the homeless street count counted around 63 rough sleepers in Ballina, which was double the number for 2023. Neighbouring Byron Shire counted 348 rough sleepers, and Tweed Shire counted 174. Mr Speaker, we as a government are investing $5.1 billion to deliver new public housing, which will prioritise at least half the homes built for victim survivors of family and domestic violence, and the North Coast is a particular focus for this government. Mr Speaker, the New South Wales Government is committed to making sure New South Wales is a place where everyone has access to safe and secure housing, and where experience of homelessness are rare, brief and not repeated. In May 2024, the New South Wales Government established an assertive outreach team, investing $1.3 million to help those in the North Coast community access appropriate services and accommodation. Mr Speaker, this one-off funding is an initial step to strengthen the homelessness response in Byron and is in addition to the government's 2023-2024 $11 million investment for homelessness services in northern New South Wales, which covers the LGAs of Ballina, Byron, Clarence Valley, Kyogle, Lismore, Richmond Valley and of course the Tweed. In June 2024, New South Wales Health, under the Minister for Mental Health, committed 5 mental health and housing liaison officers across the state, including one in the northern New South Wales area. In June last year, a one-off funding grant of $250,000 was provided by the Mental Health Branch on behalf of the Minister for Mental Health to support employment of a service coordinator at the Fletcher Street Cottage. This cottage, as you know, member, provides breakfasts, showers and laundry facilities as well as community support workers. Mr Speaker, we're also supporting the people of Ballina through a Homes New South Wales office in Lismore to service Ballina. Homes New South Wales has been working together with local organisations to buy back properties, bring them back up to standard and back into the region's transitional housing stock. As of February 2025, this includes, Mr Speaker...
Minister, I'll just recognise the member for Ballina. Additional 2 minutes is granted. Minister.
As of 2025, Mr Speaker, this includes 11 properties leased through Homes New South Wales to community housing providers. The $100 million Homelessness Innovation Fund grant program will provide 100 temporary accommodation units in these areas. Importantly, Mr Speaker, funding in this financial year has been given of $826,000 is being invested in 5 new mental health housing liaison officer positions across New South Wales. These will be established in Western Sydney, South West Sydney, Hunter, New England. I've mentioned already Northern New South Wales, but also Southern New South Wales local health districts. Specifically, these outreach mental health liaison positions will support care coordination and pathways into housing. Working with the team at Homes New South Wales, these positions, Mr Speaker, will link people at risk of experiencing homelessness who are also accessing mental health services, and we know those two can often go together, to housing and help them sustain their tenancies. Uncapping temporary accommodation is key in the North Coast to provide those with the basic human right to have shelter. We are pleased to fund transitional accommodation whilst these long-term solutions for dealing with the current housing crisis are worked on and resolved. I know this is an issue important to this member. I know it's important to other members in the Northern Rivers. This is an issue that I know in previous roles I've had, they've raised with me, and I know they have very good engagement and strong engagement with the Minister in the other place. I want to thank the member for her question, thank the member for her advocacy on behalf of her community, and thank her for her advocacy on behalf of her community, who are often the most vulnerable community members in our society.